Sister Silverine, Ambassador Extraordinaire of PAIN, Parental Alienation Awareness International Network, and we are talking about From Pain to Healing, where we're going to have a series of talks on Sundays from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sankhya TV. Thank you.
Sister Silverine, once again, thank you for joining me. I am learning so much from my discussions with you. And there was something that we discussed in our last episode, which was the individual who is feeling a sense of injustice. The person who is going through parental alienation, the process of divorce, dealing with lawyers and judges and even their family members may be believing information that is untrue. And so there's a sense of injustice. So naturally, feelings arise in an individual and emotions arise in an individual. And I make the distinction because sometimes we feel a certain way, but we don't know exactly what we are feeling. We don't know if we are angry or if we are sad. So I wanted to get some clarity on this topic today as it applies to this situation, but also in general. Can you please elaborate? Firstly, what are feelings? Why do we have them?
Why we have feelings? What an interesting topic. Interesting question. So, where does feeling generate inside of us? Firstly, we think. We are constantly thinking. But people don't even know that they are thinking. Do you know that? Okay, we say we have feelings in our bodies. Our body has feelings, right? But what about a dead person? Does he have feelings? He cannot feel, right? So what is really feeling? Who is feeling? What is feeling? Is it the body that is feeling? Or is it the mind that is feeling? And then what is this thing called the mind, where all our feelings and emotions are being produced? So before feelings comes this thing called the mind. Now what is this thing called the mind? The mind is actually a subtle organ of the soul, the being, the living entity within us. We have a mind, we have an intellect, and we have what we call a pool of, what we call it, personalities or results, traits, habits, nature, character, behaviors. They are also part of our being. But these traits and personalities are of course, our creation. So, we have this thing called the mind, which is a subtle organ of the soul, which means every individual soul has within it a mind, an intellect, and personality. In the mind, or what is the duty or the job of the mind? The mind is to create thoughts. Thoughts are actually energies. So we are constantly producing energies. So each thought that we create will then generate an energy. And that energy will be based on how is my inner state of mind. Now, we create thoughts and feelings based on many things. Could be situations, could be people, could be the nature, could be the neighbor making noise. There are so many reasons why we generate thoughts. And those thoughts then are converted into feelings and to emotions. So feelings and emotions are actually the effect of a thought. For example, if you suddenly have a thought of fear, what happens to the body? You got scared suddenly. What you do? Oh my God, this is our first reaction. So that feeling, you create a thought of fear that quickly generates a feeling of fear. You are being influenced by something or someone. You hear a strange sound. You got scared. So you create a thought of fear and you begin to have a feeling of fear in your whole body. And the first area in the body that feels the impact of that feeling of fear is your stomach. And from that feeling, emotions then starts to be produced. So feelings and emotions really are the expression of thoughts that you are creating in your mind. And they are all energies. Energies that are then being expressed through your body. So when you feel fearful, for example, you create that thought of fear. What will be the expression of fear? Oh my God. What is happening in words, but also in the way you will project yourself. You will see in the person's eyes fear. You can see anger. You can see sadness. You can see peace. You can see happiness. You can see love. Everything, whatever is going through your mind, will eventually show on your face. And that's why the good saying, the face is the index of the mind. Which means, whatever thought you are creating in your mind will eventually reflect or show up on your face. Which means, the face and your body expresses all the feelings and the emotions that you are creating in your mind. So, in general, in a nutshell, feelings and emotions are really energies that are being produced in your mind through a single thought. So they are energies being expressed through the body. So when someone is crying, for example, it clearly shows that he's either sad or extra happy. Because this is the two reasons why someone will cry. Someone will cry when they are sad or when they are they're happy. Yeah. So, if it's a sad way of sad cry, it clearly shows that your mind is in pain. There is sorrow inside. There is suffering inside. So that suffering is shown or is expressed in tears and cry. Now when people cry when they are in happiness, I am so happy that I cried. Why? That is expressing internal happiness. And this is the way it is being expressed. So everything that happens in your mind are actually energies that you are producing. And those energies, firstly, goes and feeds your entire body. Do you know that? Every thought you create, whether negative or positive, that energy need to come out of your system, your body. And so it firstly goes into your entire body and it feeds your entire body, which means every single cell in your body receives or feels the effect of every single thought that you create. So all these different types of illnesses that we go through, we experiences on earth, the majority of them are created in the mind. And that is the reason why they are called psychosomatic diseases. Psychosomatic means psyche is the mind and matic is the matter. So whatever is happening in your mind is having an effect in your body. And that's why the majority of illnesses, especially chronic diseases, cancer, arthritis, asthma, psoriasis, or diabetes, there are so many others, chronic diseases, are not created or did not come from any external source. They are all created and produced within us. And that's why they are called autoimmune diseases. It means when your mind is sad, your mind is not happy, you are suffering, that suffering mind then goes and feeds your entire body. And so whatever disease or illness that your body has actually reflects what is happening inside of you. Means your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. Because whatever is happening in your body reflects what is happening in your mind. So if the body is not happy because there's a chronic illness, it clearly shows that you have a chronic sadness, a chronic anger, chronic fear, chronic resentment, which means for years and years you have been carrying all these negative emotions, be it sadness, be it revenge, be it anger, be it hurts, be it fears, you are carrying that. And so your body is telling you this is what you are carrying in your mind. And if people could understand that my body is ill because my mind is ill, then they can use that same mind to heal themselves. And that is where meditation comes in. That word meditation derives from a Latin word mederi, M-E-D-E-R-I, which means to heal or to cure. And from that word mederi comes the words medico. Medico is a Spanish word for doctor. And from that word medico comes the words medicine, medication, meditation. So whilst medication is supposed to heal us physically, meditation heals us emotionally, mentally, spiritually, as well as physically. And that's where the good saying comes from. Healthy mind, healthy body. So we say healthy mind, healthy body. But what does it mean to have a healthy mind in order to have a healthy body? A healthy mind would mean a mind that is free from negativity, from pain, from sorrow, from anything that gives the mind suffering. Would be a healthy mind. But once I'm suffering from any of the negative emotions mean sadness, revenge, criticism, anything that is negative is unhealthy. Healthy means when I am constantly at peace, I am happy, I am contented, I am loving, I am sweet, I am kind, I am generous, and there are so many other positive emotions or values. So a healthy mind means your mind is at peace. And there is where another good saying says that happiness is the best medicine. Why? There exists the saying that says happiness is the best medicine. Because when you create happy emotions, happy feelings, you generate such positive and happy energy. And so you begin to feed your bodies with positive thoughts. Happiness is positive. So when you feed your body, your mind, your emotions and feelings with happy thoughts, then you are feeding yourself with positive emotions and positive energies. And positivity helps us to grow, whereas negativity helps us to, or makes us fall, destroy us. Negativity destroys and positivity helps us to build. So where are we? And if each one of us just step aside for a day, for example, by the end of the day, you just sit down and reflect and ask yourself, how many positive thoughts did I create today? And how many were negative thoughts? And we will all see that the majority of thoughts that we have or we create during the day are actually negative thoughts. So where will this negative energy go? It goes inside of us first. A simple example. Let's say you are angry with someone. That one is not in front of you. He is far away. Now that one doesn't know that you are angry with him. And here you are boiling up inside of you because that one did something that you did not like. But he is not in front of you to see what is happening with you. Who suffers? That one or you? So who suffers each time you get angry? Is it someone else? No. Even if you are angry with someone else, you are firstly damaging yourself, not that one. The damage takes place if you express your anger on that one. But the simple fact to get angry, to create thoughts of anger, are actually damaging thoughts. When you start to create that negative energy inside of you, that then goes and causes a lot of damage inside. So you're actually destroying yourself each time you get angry. You're not destroying someone else, but yourself.
So, from what you are saying, that I gather that the origin of our emotions and the origin of our feelings. So when I say I feel a certain way, or I guess people consider their emotions to be stronger, such as the emotions of love and hate and jealousy. What is the relevance then of having emotion and feeling if the thoughts are what really cause us to suffer? Why then? I'm asking because a lot of people, they do something based on feeling. They say, I feel like going down the road. Or, like you were saying with the party example, I don't feel like going to the party. And then some people say, well, I love to party, so I have to go. But originally, you are saying that thoughts. So why have we come into a place of not being aware of our thoughts, but putting feeling first or emotion first? Is it a social conditioning? Is it Hollywood has taught us this? Books? Have we learned that, or is it we are unaware of our thoughts, so we give into our emotion and feeling? That's the idea.
Yeah. In many cases, Normally, they're influenced. You are being influenced. Could be from an external source or your own internal, let us call it desires. So desires actually influence your feelings. And of course, a desire stems from a thought also, as well as feelings comes from a thought. But every individual, many people, they have what is called a void. You know what is a void? It's like an emptiness inside. And so that emptiness is like a desire that is to be fulfilled, or you want to be filled. But it is not a desire that could be filled with anything material or physical. It is called a spiritual void. And so because this void is a spiritual void, and it is generating or creating desires, the desires that are being created are desires that you think or you feel that if I do this, I will be happy. If I go to the party, I will be happy. Or if I get a good job, I'll be happy. So, desires are actually, let us call that engine, that organ that is making us create those feelings and emotions, be it negative or positive. And so the source of all of that is this emptiness that we all have, that void that we are trying to get filled. But we have been searching actually for to fill this void by material elements. But our whole life finishes and we realize that these material things or physical things did not fill this void. One of the main factor is that every individual wanted to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. But people think that to be happy means, oh, I have a big house, I have a good car, and I have a good job, and a family. But people can have all of that and yet still not be happy. Because today we are seeing that even though people have everything, they are still not at peace, they are still not happy. Why? Because those are material things. They are here for our physical comfort, not the spiritual comfort. Physical comfort means comfort for the bodies. So house, the car, a job, or whatever, are all for the physical body. So whatever we had been doing until today really was for our bodies. Because if I ask you, how much time in all the years you have lived, you have taken time to really sit down to nourish your soul? Just as you feed your body, your soul also needs nourishment. It also needs to be fed. And so what it is we need to feed the soul? Simply pure and positive thoughts, nothing else. Thoughts are the food for the soul. But what kind of thoughts? Pure thoughts, positive thoughts. And so when we start creating positive thoughts for the self, pure thoughts for the self, then naturally you will start filling this void that you have, because it is a spiritual void. And so I now invite you into a few minutes of meditation. So I ask you once again to sit comfortably wherever you are. And just take this next few minutes to dedicate to yourself. As you sit here, disconnect your attention from everything external and think about yourself. Think about the being that you are, that spiritual being, a pure and powerful being of light, that sits in the center of your forehead. I take my attention within myself, between the eyebrows and just at the back of the eyes. And there I see myself in my most beautiful form of light. I am light, a pure being, a powerful being, a being that is filled with all the positive emotions and feelings that we need, be it peace, be it love, be it happiness, be it contentment. It's all within me. And as I learn to go within, I learn to come into touch with my inner peace, my inner powers. And as I learn to go within, these powers begins to awaken. They begin to emerge, and they then begin to take place in my every thought, my every word, and my every act. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Join us globally every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Sankhya Television as Parental Alienation Awareness International Network, PAIN, presents Ambassador Extraordinaire Brahma Kumari's Sister Silverine Mangru with the series From Pain to Healing.
This program is sponsored by Sampex Limited, networking societies for a better future.